Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. Listen man, maybe a 41 Chevrolet is before your time, but this 41 Chevrolet is timeless, and we're going to walk through it. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. When you talk about a car that's they label Pro Touring, a lot of people don't know what that even means. It means, can I tour it? Do I have to be a professional? I'm a professional tourer. Yes, in my own mind, I have an air guitar collection, so I feel like I tour, but in this case here, we're talking about the car. This is what we say. We say this car here is real steel car. This is not a replica car. This is not a fiberglass kit car. This isn't assembled in some guy's garage. This is a real steel 41 Chevy. Keep in mind what it takes to get a car. This is 2016 that we're talking about this. 70-year-old car, right? 70-plus-year-old car, all right? That to get it this straight, beautiful paint, you could spend an easy, first off, it costs you a good amount of money to buy the car, but you could easily spend $30,000 to $40,000 just on body, paint, and frame of this car, because it would need to be taken all apart because it has these long panels, you don't want them wavy, and paint jobs are not wrapped up in how you spray the car, they're wrapped up in how you prep the car. And as we look at this car, you'll see the great prep in there. And we're also going to look at some of the cool style that you would get. Now again, a lot of people don't buy these cars because they're afraid they're going to drive like a 1941, and that's what's so cool about this. It's eliminated all that out of your life. It is truly a pro touring car, and it's designed for you to take it on a tour somewhere, wherever it is you want. All right, so come on up here and let's check out some of the things here. First off, we're going to talk about some spectacular paint. Diamond blue and navy, probably easier to see it in the darker paint. This is what I want you to do. You're online looking at this car here. I'm sure you may not be, but you might want to look at another car that's out there and compare. Then I know that we win. The reason why is when you can read every word that's in there on this, you're able to see what really the quality of paint is. A lot of times pictures make cars look really great. I buy a lot of cars, and a lot of times they get here, and let me tell you what, it is subjective, the opinion on what a great car looks like, and I can tell you that this car here looks just as good in person as it does in pictures, but looks even better in video, and that's how you know. The split windshield right here is great. This piece, all these little design features, the fender vents, you know, we're talking about performance-looking features on a car. The molded-in running boards that are down the side here. Okay, so all of that stuff looks great. The body is beautiful, as you can clearly see down here how straight that is. Now let's get into the part about what makes this car drive so well. All right, come on down here for a second and we'll check this out. All right, so inside here, all right, are these 20 and 18-inch Raceline alloy wheels, custom built for this car. And the reason you know they're custom built for this car is because first off, you couldn't get 18-inch wheels in 41. And secondly, they fit perfectly in here. The car sits just the way it's supposed to be. And look through here. Oh, would you look at that? Cross-drilled and slotted Willwood disc brakes on the front and the rear. How you doing, huh? Because we got a lot of power under the hood, we want to make sure we can stop too. And then you throw in a really big footprint on this car, and now the car handles. We're getting to the pro touring part. The car handles well, it drives well, it stops well. Now you say, okay, great, it does all of those things. I'm getting a little bit older, man. What are some of the luxuries? We're going to get to that in just a second. But we are going to finish walking around the car for a minute and follow. All right, some of the features here, look, check out this. This is beautiful, and the reason why I get so excited about this is this is the gas cap right here, all right? And it's custom molded into the car, all right? Check that out. Just little tiny stuff like that, and the way it goes is it screws itself in, and you just push it down. As soon as I figure that out, there you go. This right here, this is painted the proper way, and what I mean by that is this. It's painted the light blue first, okay? Then the dark blue, wet sanded, and then the whole thing is clear. This way you don't feel any of the stripes, the pinstripes, or the colors coming together, and you can wash and wax the car all you want, because if it wasn't done that way, the more you wash and wax the car, the more these tear and become faded and start to chip and get really, really ugly. This way everything lasts great. Check out these taillights. You say, well, those are nice looking taillights. I was wondering why the car looks so good. Well, the reason why is because this probably took a week to do just the taillights. These are Frenched in, meaning they're cut into the body, welded all around, and custom made into this. The bumper is shortened on the car to match. They probably cut it in the middle, welded it together, and then had it sent out and re-chromed. Look at the taillight. The car didn't come like that, with this cut out for the tail light, the tag, and it's just beautifully done. All right, so one other thing I want to show you now, since we're back here, is underneath this car. It's all detailed. You can see all the performance parts under there. Everything's either painted, powder coated, sprayed, and it's just as beautiful underneath as it is. All right, let's see what a $5,000 trunk looks like. Come check this out. Little stuff that you don't have to do this is have these sent out in chrome, but they're chrome. You don't have to have custom billet hinges made, but they were done. You don't have to get leather-lined trunk done with the exact stitching and pattern as the interior of the car, but that's done. Back here is where all the electronics are hidden, battery and stuff like that, all hidden back there. All right. Also has a power cutoff switch right there, so if you're going to leave the car for an extended amount of time, you can just cut it off right there. All right. And then this is how you close it. Just lift it up and let it down. Look how nice that is. That is one great looking back of a car. All right. We talked about all of that stuff. Now I want to show you what I feel is one of the best parts of the entire car, and that is inside this car. Let's roll. All right, so check this out. So a lot of money is spent back here. Full-length custom console all the way from front to back. Dual bucket seats in the rear. Oops, sorry. Dual bucket seats. And look at all the finishing details in the back from the color-matched surround for the windows inside there. And these are little stuff. You say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, what the big deal about that is you got to remember to get these painted by the painter. The console is custom made with cup holders built in. This is a $15,000 or $20,000 interior by the time you finish looking at all of these things. All right, so let's come on and get inside here for a second. All right. This is really one of the most beautiful interiors I've been in. So when I talk about comfort and I talk about Pro Touring, I talk about things like custom-made door panel where the armrest is molded in and stitched, the billet handles for the window cranks and the door opening. There's your billet air conditioning vents right there, right? Modern style pack and full gauges custom molded into this. This right here, if you went to some shop, they charge you $4,000 just to do the dash. That doesn't count all the stuff that would go into it. I mean, you're talking about having to custom make these holes, weld them, do them, patch them, paint them, all that good stuff. Modern digital Alpine sound system, so you can run it with your phone. It has Bluetooth, it has CD, it has iPod, all those good things. All right. Custom molded kick panels with the speakers hidden behind there. Custom made mats that match the outside paint color scheme. All right. Custom console with this right here, where the parking brake was built into it. All right. Low car shifter. And this right here is the digital readout of the transmission, just right there. It looks really, really modern. Feels really, really solid. Billet steering column that's polished with tilt wheel, 3-spoke steering wheel, leather wrapped right here, okay? And just done. Shown 4,120 miles since the restoration, which is exactly the way you want to buy a car. Somebody spent over $100,000 building this car. You don't have to pay for it that way, and that's the way I like it. They used it for a little while, they understand that, they're willing to pass it on to the next people because this is a labor of love for them. They don't really tied up in the dollars of it. They're tied up in the fact that this was a lot of fun. They learned a lot, and they're going to go build another one. All right, so let's take a peek under the hood for a minute. All right, come on up here for a second. All right, so custom-made aluminum radiator that's painted black just to kind of hide the look of it so it's not so much in your face. This is the air conditioning condenser parts here, all right? Inside here is almost 400 horsepower, okay, of GM crate motor. More importantly, it has little things like fuel injection in here. So this is the part that I get so excited about. Fuel injection is a pretty expensive item, but it makes driving these cars significantly better. It's one of the biggest improvements over the carburetor that you could have. Polished air conditioning compressor, polished alternator, serpentine belt system, so it looks very modern. Braided air conditioning lines, all right, braided transmission dipstick. It's just all the right things. And with overdrive automatic and 400 horsepower, this car rolls down the street super fast, and it handles really well, and it drives really nice, and it looks spectacular as well. So it's just really, really great. All right, so as we close up this car, this is roughly half the price it was to finish this entire package here. And I didn't spend an enormous amount of time in every place. I just want to spend a little bit of time so I didn't bore the heck out of you, but I wanted you to know some of the details. This has 2 full window stickers of options on the car from the ZZ4 crate motor and fuel injection, the overdrive automatic transmission, the Ford 9-inch rear that's in the back that we didn't talk about. I forgot to mention that. The paint, you can already tell, looks spectacular. The wheels and tires, you know, look spectacular. We looked at the big brakes that are on the car. Custom leather interior. I'm just running. By the way, coil-over suspension that you can adjust the height of it if you want to. All right. rack and pinion steering instead of the old style steering box. That makes for twice as fast steering, but it's a lot more expensive. That's why most people don't do it. But when you're building a high-end car like this, clearly the person wanted the best of the best of the best. The 3-spoke billet wheel, the tilt steering column, the digital sound system. See me smiling? The reason I'm smiling is because I know this car right here drives so nicely, and it's one of those cars that you want to take to dinner. They're going to push the Porsche around the side. They're going to put this car out front because the valets love this car, and everyone who walks out of that restaurant is going to come up to this car here, park a Ferrari or a Porsche next to it, and put this car, guaranteed, 9 times out of 10, they walk up to this car here because it looks so spectacular, and only you know it drives like a brand new car. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll find some way to get this 41 Chevy Pro Touring car in your garage.